We are live. Welcome
All right.
to
Yeah.
another
Thanks for having me.
edition. Welcome, Vance.
Thank you. Thank you.
A lot of my YouTube followers gonna be like, "Where have I been? I've been teaching, working, but I'm gonna get on here more often with some content." Look,
All right.
Vance, the credit doctor. Introduce yourself to those that may not know who
Yeah.
you are.
Vance, the credit doctor, located in Oklahoma City. Been at you know credit repair for since 2004. Been in the litigating field with consumer credit issues involving the Fair Credit Reporting Act, also the Fair Debt Collection Practices Act, United States wide.
Okay. Look, I'm gonna jump right to it, Vance. I
All
want to
right.
I want to jump right to the end and come back to the beginning. Can you tell the viewers what it is we're looking at here?
All right. So that's a judgment. And what happened within that case is an offer of judgment. So it's a judgment. Offer of judgment is when a defendant, in this case, when everything is stacked against them, and they say, "Hey, we're throwing up the white flag," and yeah, so the offer of judgment was accepted, and so yeah, we have a judgment.
All right. Now, what's your and just so we can look at it, this is a filed document, correct? This is
Yes, yes,
filed
yes.
on the top there.
Yeah, signed by Bernard, the Honorable Bernard Jones in the Western District of uh, the Western District of Oklahoma. Yeah, it was signed 3 days ago.
On December 10th. So I'm gonna walk people through this document, and then we're gonna figure out how the heck you got here. So the top of this document, this indicates the case number, the document number, the date it was filed, and the page number, correct?
Yes.
And then below that, we have United States District Court, Western District of Oklahoma. Now, for those that are watching that don't know what that means, what court is that?
It's the Western District of Oklahoma, so it's federal court. Oklahoma is broken up in three districts. We got Northern, we got Eastern, and we got Western. So if you look at Oklahoma on a map, and if you look at I-35, so essentially everything from I-35 back west is the Western District of Oklahoma.
Okay. And so I'm sure a lot of people have heard the word federal court, but help people understand the difference between federal court and any other court that they may be familiar with. When you
Yeah,
get a
so you
traffic ticket,
have
do people go to? I mean, what's federal court versus you know I I got child support court or ticket court, family court. What's federal court?
all right. Federal court is a court of limited jurisdiction. So you have to have it's a few ways that you can get accepted into federal court. So typically it's a federal question. So the FDCPA, the FCRA is federal statutes, and so federal courts have the jurisdiction over them issues that arise.
Okay, all right. So in the federal court system, we have the plaintiff Taisha Bowie versus Phoenix Financial Services LLC. Like I said, I'm going to walk people from top to bottom of this piece of paper, and we're going to talk some more. But let people understand who Taisha Bowie is and Phoenix Financial Services.
So the plaintiff is Taisha Bowie, and she's just a consumer here in Oklahoma City. So she comes to my office, and she's has some Phoenix Financial Services LLC onto her credit report. And so she made a dispute, and the information did not correlate with, the rules of the FDCPA. And so what happened was, she asked me, can you help me? Can you represent me? And from there, we did what's called a power of attorney, and she assigned the claim over to me. So um, from then, the court case, the complaint was filed in federal court and served to Phoenix Financial Services.
All right. So let me dive into that a little bit. Thank you, Tony V, for the support. You said that she came to you to represent her. Now, you're not an attorney, correct?
No, I'm not an attorney. I'm not licensed to practice law anywhere in the United States of America. No, I'm not.
So she came to you in what capacity to work with you?
Just power of attorney, and she assigned over the claim to me.
Got it. Now, do you have any kind of licensure where you are with respect to credit?
Yes, I'm licensed and bonded in the state of Oklahoma to do credit repair.
So people come to you for credit repair help. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. But in this particular case, she also came for credit repair?
Yes.
Okay. But she also did more and assigned her, what is it, an FDCPA claim? Like when she assigned her claim, what did she assign to you?
Well, she assigned over the claim, and so that gave me the power to help her to execute the things that she wanted done.
Okay. And you said that's an assignment of claim and a power of attorney. Those are two different things, correct?
Yes, yes.
All right. So where did you find such a document?
Well, so the power of attorney statute is, easily acceptable on Google, and so also you helped me form it, and then also the assignment of claim.
Okay. So you were mentioning the power of attorney statute. That's available by Googling it, and it leads you to what state laws pertaining to powers of attorney?
Yes.
Okay. But the state laws that you're referencing, does it come with a template of how to write it, or is it just the law itself codified out?
Well, yeah. So it's just the law itself, but through your website, the documents is available, and I think people should utilize that and secure judgments like this through litigation.
Okay, let me just read this judgment for everyone, because I think we're about done with this document, and we're going to really dive into how the heck you go from someone walking to your office to getting $1,000 plus judgment in federal court. But I want to read this, and again, it's dated December 10th, only 3 days ago. On December 9th, on December 9, 2021, plaintiffs accepted, filed an acceptance of defendant's offer of judgment, doc number 23. Based on defendant's offer and plaintiff's acceptance, the court hereby enters judgment in favor of Taisha Bowie and Vance Dotson and against Phoenix Financial Services, LLC, in the amount of $1,001 plus an amount for reasonable costs related to plaintiff's claims to be agreed upon by the parties, all in satisfaction of plaintiff's claims. It is so ordered this 10th day of December 2021, Bernard M. Jones, United States District Judge. Now, Judge Jones here, as it says here, he's a United States District Judge. What do you know about this type of judge?
He's been a judge for, well, quite some time. So he was in the state courts a little bit, and then he was moved up to the federal courts by President Donald Trump.
Okay. So is it your understanding that federal judges are appointed for life? Is that correct?
Oh yes. Oh yes.
Unless they decide to step down. Okay. So, well, this is major. So, again, you say you're not an attorney,
No.
but using the knowledge you have in credit repair, someone made you their attorney in fact by signing off on a power of attorney, correct?
Yes.
And with that, under your state law, you were able to operate as if you were her and file her case. And in consideration of that, she also assigned the entire claim to you, and you were able to get $1,000 judgment
Yes.
plus costs. How long did this take, start to finish?
I'll say about 2.5 months. The
Mm-hmm.
case was filed on September the 27th,
Mm-hmm.
and the judgment took place December 9th. So just around 2.5 months.
Okay. Now, this is pretty phenomenal. Like I said, I congratulate you for this because, you know,
Thank you.
there are many attorneys at law who have not even litigated in federal court yet or litigated at all. But
Hmm.
you, as a non attorney, now, you know, we understand some people go to law school, don't take the bar, pass the bar. Have you been to law school?
No, I've not been to college at all.
You haven't been to college at all.
At all.
Better yet, law school. So, you know, this is just phenomenal. Now, are you aware of any other person in the United States that has taken a matter like this to
No.
federal court and and gotten a judgment without?
No. So in fact, this is the first and only time that this has been done. And so, um, and the reason I know that is I did a lot of researching, and I couldn't find any cases like this.
Phenomenal, phenomenal. And now, I'm sure, have you seen other attorneys do these types of cases before?
Yes, I've seen several. Yes.
Okay. And what made you decide to, hey, I want to do it myself? I'm not an attorney, but I want to do it myself. What made you say?
Well, it's like being on the sideline watching the players play, and then you like, hey, coach, put me in. So for years, um, I've worked with several attorneys around the United States, and I just put it into practice.
Okay. Um, Now, can you explain what kind of case this is? I did mention FDCPA, but people may not know
Yeah,
what
so
kind of
it's a it's the FDCPA, which governs third party debt collectors, like Phoenix Financial Services and several other hundred debt collectors around the United States. So it's designed to stop the wrongdoings that the debt collector is doing. And so um, a lot of the times it's kind of hard to find uh, good help like yourself. And so you just have to take the matters into your own hands when you're dealing with these debt collectors. And that's what I did in this case.
all right. And just so people can understand what you're up against, was the debt collector defendant represented by an attorney?
Oh, yeah. They was represented by a big firm. Sessions in Israel.
Okay.
Uh, they're huge in the United States. They have a lot of you know big debt collector clients, and so what really took place in the litigation, because I litigate pretty hard, and served them with early discovery because of the rules, because of the federal rules, and they didn't produce the documents that they was supposed to produce because of discovery. So I was going to I have it drawn up, but motion to compel, and so within initial stages of the complaint, they answered the complaint, and they had some affirmative defenses that I just wasn't I wasn't too fond of the affirmative defenses. So I moved to strike the affirmative defenses. This happened twice. So
Mm-hmm.
the first time they just amended their answers. The second time, um, we didn't get a ruling on the second one because of um, um, this judgment that they gave me, and so it was a lot of things, a lot of it was a lot of things that was totally against them in this case, and so what they did produce, just a couple pages or whatever, and he was saying that, um, yeah, the consumer said this. The consumer said it was a statement, and so just through case law in our district, and our district is the 10th Circuit, and
Mm-hmm.
so there is case law on that statement that the consumer said, and so it constituted as a dispute, and um, they just didn't want to continue, and so offer of judgment was accepted, and the cost of the lawsuit, I just got to turn in the receipts of all the costs. So the cost is the stamps, the mailing, the paper, things of that nature, the filing fee,
Mm-hmm.
and just everything that basically costs money in this action.
Right. Right. Now, what you were just describing, and I think it's very important for people to hear, and litigation activity that took place in this law.
Can you repeat
Yeah.
it?
What you were just describing is some of the litigation activity that took place in this lawsuit, correct?
Yes.
Because the reason I say that is because a lot of people don't understand and can't appreciate what litigation consists of because they think it's like I'm going to sue someone and then I'm going to have my one day in court. Um, there's a lot in between that time, correct?
Oh yeah. Yeah. So you initially you draft your complaint, and so it's really no template that is used. So you have to draft it from scratch. Um, you have to form your summons. You got to form a cover sheet, and from there you go to the courts. They check it out, and from there they will issue the summons, meaning that they're going to stamp the summons and tell the person or the defendants that lawsuit's been filed against you, and you have to answer in a certain amount of days. So 20 to 21 days they have to answer, and from there the litigation begins.
Now, I I pull this document so you can see the very top. It says document number 24.
Yes.
Just help people understand when we're talking about litigation activity, when they see document number 24, what should that tell people about the litigation activity that has taken place in this case so far?
Oh man, so I've seen cases with up to 300 filings in cases, and so document 24 means that it was 24 correspondence filed in this action. So, but when you see a low number like that, and the case is done as of now, it it wasn't a lot of litigation. It didn't take, quote unquote, a lot of time, but that's a low number for a federal case. And so a lot of the times, like I say, I've seen cases with 300, that document number be 300. So that means just a lot of, it was a lot of litigation going on. And so here, they really didn't have a fight here. And so they gave up pretty quick.
And you say low number because you've seen a big number, but 24 docs means there's been a good amount of activity in this case. This is not something that was filed and then boom, settled. I mean, 24 documents means there's 23 things that happened before this of record in this case, correct? I mean, 24 is not small. I mean, 5 or 6 would be small, but 24, that's a sufficient activity.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Even though you've seen a lot more, but
oh yeah. So we had just a little bit of motion practice. So
mhm.
like I said, we had I had early discovery. So I had to make the proper disclosures in that aspect. And then um yeah, a couple of motions striking the the defendants affirmative defenses. And one of the filings, the judge, because like I say, this has never been done. And so the judge asked me what my position was in this case. And so I had to articulate it to the judge. From there, no questions was asked once I articulated my position to the judge, and I secured the judgment in this case.
Now, for those that are listening, when you say the judge asked you to articulate your position in plain terms, what was you really trying to figure out?
Well, he was trying to just, I'm assuming, trying to just trying to see where my head was at, because I put my position in a complaint itself, and so he, I'm just assuming that he wanted me to explain or expound a little bit on what was going on, and I did that. Didn't have any problems.
All right, so this is a copy of you explaining to the court your position in the case, correct?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
And here you say advisement pursuant to court order to clarify status of Vance Dotson in relation to this case. And so here you inform the court that you have a valid assignment of claim and an executed power of attorney, correct?
Oh yeah. Oh
You
yeah.
spelled it out, giving them the court some case law, and I think somewhere a statutory basis for the power of attorney. Right there, you give, um, you give the Oklahoma statute regarding uh, power of attorney as well. So, so that's that. So, I mean, so where do you go from here? Are you going to continue to get judgments in federal court, or what's the future hold for you?
Oh yeah. So um, I'm just gonna, just litigate around the country. So whenever my phone rings, whenever my email goes off, or social media, and people is looking for help, I'm just gonna go all over the country litigating cases.
Okay. Thanks, Tony B. again. We have a person viewing DL says, did he keep the $1,001? So are you going to keep that $1,001?
Oh yeah. So um, like I say, it was assignment of claim. Everything was assigned over to me, And so, but at the end of the day, when I do receive the money, we're going to go out and have a nice dinner, talk about it,
Right.
and move on to the next one.
Okay. All right. And then someone says, amazing data, Mr. Dotson. Robert Solo there.
Oh
All
yeah.
right.
So Mr. Solar, Robert Pazzola, he's been we've been following each other on social media for many years, and his company is that I mean this is probably 15 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
So that Mr. Pazzola, I reached out to him, and he was just like telling me the importance of recording calls,
Mm-hmm.
and so recording the calls in this case, security judgment. So,
All right. Very good. And DL says, did she get her credit cleared?
oh yeah, so that's part of one of the things that you sue for is to um, to clean up the credit report.
Okay. And another question. So that's a fair trade. So, out of pocket, Miss Bowie, I mean, I don't know how much the debt was, but a collection on your credit report can really hurt you in almost anything you do using your credit. So, um, DL is saying that's a fair trade. You basically kept the money from the claim, but you also didn't charge her to go through this entire process, did you?
No,
Mhm.
so the debt itself was probably like $1,100 or something like that,
Mm,
and so she didn't have to come out of she didn't have to come out of pocket for any fees as far as the filing fee, as far as you know the the certified mail return receipts, things like that.
And Tony V is asking, was it an E8 case? What is?
Yeah, so it was an EA case. So she made a dispute, and they didn't mark it disputed, and so that's one of the actionable statutes under the FDCPA is E8.
Excellent. So look, I'm sure a lot of people are going to watch this and be like, well, how can I, how can I get such a judgment, or how can I get in touch with you, Vance, or how can I get this template to be able to even do this?
Yeah.
What would you tell them?
Well, go to your website and purchase the information, and um, get some guidance on how to use it.
Now, the template is going to authorize you to become a power of attorney, which is also called an attorney in fact, correct?
Yes.
And then an assignment of claim. An assignment of claim is where a person who may have a claim assigns that claim to another person. Now, in your case, it was 100%. Does it matter what the percentage is? Can it be any percentage?
No. No. The percentage doesn't matter. Usually, I do 100% because the consumer isn't coming out of pocket,
Gotcha.
and so 100%. Well, yeah, I do 100%, and the consideration is my service, and so
Gotcha.
I waive a lot of the times. I waive my service fee to do something like this.
Excellent. So the people that are watching that want to get in touch with you, for them to perhaps consider working with you on that type of give and take basis, how could they get in touch with you?
Well, email is vance@vancethecreditdoctor.com. That's THE creditdoctor.com. Phone number is 405-406-7323. And so on all social media platforms, you just search Vance Dotson. And so I can't go by super credit man or anything like that. So I just go by my government name across the board, and and so yeah, you can reach out to me on social media, and we'll just look at your case and go from there.
Excellent. Well, Vance, congrats again.
Thank you.
You're very welcome, and thanks for coming on and explaining this. A lot of people, I'm sure, seeing that judgment, wanted to know how you did it, and I really appreciate you coming on and explaining the process.
Oh yeah. All I can say is look at the credit reports and reach out to me, and we can take it to the next level.
Excellent. Well, all right. Well, we're out.
All
Goodbye.
right. Thank you.